Unicorn, it's Ellie, and welcome back to Real Talk Reviews. Okay, and depending on what type of content you watch, you know how YouTube and Facebook do algorithms where it's like whatever you search for or talk about the most, then that's what's going to show up in your ads. Well, I do a lot of searching for entrepreneur stuff, millionaire things, investment type things. So I get a lot of Dean Graziosi, yeah. I also get a lot of Ty Lopez. I'm subscribed to Valuetainment. Just those types of ads come up for me a lot. And so I was watching the Dean Graziosi ad for his book, Millionaire, Success Habits. And I was just listening to his testimonial, and at first, like, I watched the ad probably 20 times before I finally made the decision to buy it. But, like, something really struck me, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And let me tell you, man, that was one of the best decisions I've ever made. This book right here is awesome. And a lot of people, like, discredit self-help books or, like, anything that says millionaire on it or whatever. They're like, oh, it's just a hoax. They're just selling books to make money. Okay, a lot of people don't realize that people who do books like this, they have businesses that are not books. They're not J.K. Rowling or, what's his name? The dude who writes all those books. Dang it, what's his freaking name? I cannot think of his name. Oh my god. You guys know who I'm talking about. It's a white dude with the glasses, and he has a new book out like every year or something. Man, what's his name? Oh my gosh. This is so frustrating! But anyway, these people are not authors. They're authors because they wrote New York Times best-selling books, but being book writers is not their career. Their career is whatever they write about in their book. And the reason that they write their book is so people like me and you can, of course, buy the book and read whatever it is they have to say. Of course, they can make YouTube videos. Of course, they can have blogs on their website. But there's nothing like having, what is this, 250 pages? Yeah, 240. There's nothing like having 240 pages of, like, very detailed experiences. And in here, like, he takes a lot of cliche types of phrases and makes them more relevant into life. Because anyone could say, look at the positive, don't look at the negative. But it's just like, you know what, I feel salty right now, so I'm going to stay in my salt. You can keep your sugar over there. I'm just going to stick in my salt because I don't feel good. And that thing happened to me, and it's not fair that that happened to me. Well, you can feel like that, but don't feel like that for too long. Because if you let that become your reality, you won't get out of that mentality. So, like, let me look at the chapter names. Okay, in chapter 4, it's called The Power of Your Story. Your story is your life experiences, how you see them. So, when I was growing up, I had two entrepreneur parents, but they didn't do their businesses like all that well. But basically, we couldn't live off of their businesses alone for a long amount of time. They both had to either get new jobs or they had to work and do their business on the side, and they never were able to take their business off the ground to where it could just stay substantial and they could hire employees and, do things like that. And a lot of times it would be a gamble, and it would be between doing this investment for the business or staying in our house. And it would, I could take that and look and be like, man, my life sucked. I never got to live in the same house for longer than a year. I never got to have these things. My parents weren't rich, blah, blah, blah. I could say all those things. But I had to look at it. I had two entrepreneur type parents. So I took everything that they did wrong and I just reversed it. And I took everything that they did right and I enhanced it. So I didn't necessarily look at it like, I had this horrible childhood. It was fun. I wasn't depressed most of the time. But you just have to change your perspective. different people take different things different ways. One of my favorite motivational speakers, E.T., he was literally homeless eating out of trash cans. And then he said, he was like, you know what? I'm better than this, you know? Like, this may have happened when I was a kid, but this is now. That doesn't have to be my present. You know, there's plenty of people, like Tony Robbins. He gave, like, almost his last to a kid because he was nice to his mom at the diner. And then, after he gave his last to somebody because he felt that he was just being so out of his heart to his mom, then he's returned the money that he let a friend borrow with interest right after that. So it's like whatever energy you're putting out, I hate this, I hate that, I hate that, that's what the energy you're going to put in. But if you're putting out, this is great, this is awesome, I can think about this a totally different way, this has actually made me stronger, it didn't kill me, then you're getting positive vibes into your mind. And whatever is in your mind is what manifests. And people really take that lightly. Man, if you read the Bible, God literally lays out a map for how we can live our lives. Whatever you ask, it shall be given. He's literally saying, if you say what you want, you're going to get it. The problem that a lot of people have is they'll be like, I want a brand new car. Okay? And then someone will be like, hey, didn't you say you wanted a Ferrari? Yeah, but, I don't have the credit for that. Well, there goes your Ferrari. You can't get it now. You just manifested that you don't have the credit for it. So now you can't get it. So the more you ask for it, and the more you say you don't have the credit for it, you're not going to get it. You can't contradict yourself. And he talks about that a lot. Let me see. What's another chapter that I liked? The villain within. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You may want the new car, but if you're talking negatively about it, that's the villain coming to kill your dreams. Oh, I want to start a business, but I don't have the discipline for it. Well, you don't have the discipline for it if you're going to say stuff like that. Like, whatever you manifest in your mouth and in your mind, that is what your physical being is. And that's why a lot of people, they keep the same habits, because they can go to a motivational speakers event and they can be inspired, but when they go home, they just go back in the same routine. They just keep the same habits. And if you don't go home and you rearrange everything in your life after that seminar, you just wasted like $2,000 on a seminar that you didn't have to go to it. If you really wanted to change your life, you would have gone and went home to reconfigure everything that's wrong with your life. And what's wrong with your life is not other people. And that is extremely irritating, because a lot of people will try to blame different outside sources on their problems. You can't control what you're born into. That is the only thing that is not your fault. You can't control that at all. But once you get to the point where you can make your own decisions and you choose to stay in the same mindset as those around you, even though you're not happy, that is your own fault. You need to find what makes you happy and do that. And being happy doesn't even necessarily mean, say you're an artist and you want to paint for a living. Well, it's depending on where you live, you may not be able to make that much money in the beginning. So what you would need to do is have a side job or start a different type of business, and then incorporate your paintings into where you have a brand and you have a name for yourself. So the more valuable your name is, the more valuable your paintings are, and then you can sell your paintings along with having your other business on the side. And it's just a different way of thinking about things, and no one takes the time to think. And that is my biggest pet peeve, is people think they're entitled to the American dream. You're not entitled to the American dream if you're going to get up, go to school, go to college, get a good job. That's not the American dream. The American dream is going out there, hitting the green, and then making things different for you and your family. Why do you think it's so easy for immigrants to come into America and then own businesses when Americans don't even own their own businesses? It's because they know the American dream. The American dream is coming here, the American dream has been sold to be a house. You need to have a house, you need to own a house. Okay, well, why not own 10 houses and have those other 9 houses pay your mortgage on your current house, and then you have residual income from those houses? That is the American dream. And it's just different things that Dean says, and it really touched my heart. One thing that I really enjoyed, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to give like too many details about the book. I really want you to buy it yourself, because me telling you stuff isn't going to do anything. It really isn't. You have to read it for yourself. But he does this exercise where you go like into your soul and you continue to go deeper, or you do it with a friend actually. You can continue to ask yourself questions pertaining to a certain topic that your friend may ask you, and it gets you out of that off the top of the head type of answer that you give to somebody. Like if someone says, how are you today? Oh, I'm good. Well, why are you good? I got Starbucks today, and I made a sale today. Oh, that's good. Well, why else do you feel good? Well, I feel healthy. I ran earlier today too. I exercised. I had, along with my Starbucks, I had a pretty good breakfast. It was really good. I was like, really? Well, why else do you feel good? Well, I've been meditating a lot. And it just goes deeper and deeper down, and your answers start getting more meaningful rather than I'm feeling good, What else is in here? Man, I really enjoyed this book. I finished it, and I think it was like 3 weeks. I consider myself a slow reader right now just because I'm not, I'll probably read like a book a month now, starting out. So far I've read, it's March right now. I just haven't bought that many more books, and I haven't been to the library. But I feel like I could read about a book a month. Oh, a really good point he made was after the yes. You never want to oversell yourself. So after you get the approval of someone, or you get the yes that you've been craving, some people tend to just keep ringing it. Like, how can I say this? Say you are filling a cup with water, and because you're thirsty and you want the water. Well, you have to turn the faucet off eventually. Otherwise, the water's going to leak out. And then you're stuck. Then you have to pour the water out and then do it again. I don't know if that analogy works, but hear me out. One of the examples he uses is his daughter is asking him for something, and he says yes, but then she gives him too many details. I'm sorry, my battery is low, so I gotta hurry up and finish this. My camera cut off as well. So anyway, it's in the book anyway, so you have to read that regardless. But say that you are trying to make a sale for someone to someone, and then you eventually make that sale. And let's say that it's this book. And then after they say yes, okay, yeah, I'll buy it. And then you say, yeah, the only thing I didn't like was this, that. Well, maybe you said something about religion that they don't really like, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, I'll think about it. Like, you just oversold it, you should have stopped. As soon as they said yes, you should have put pen to paper, got them to buy the book right then and there, without saying anything extra. But after the yes, you continue to talk, and it went away. Like, the sale is gone now, so you can't oversell yourself. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'm running out of time. My battery's low, so I'm going to go ahead and see you guys in the next video. Make sure you buy Dean Graziosi's Millionaire Success Habits, and he has a lot of other books too, but I read this one personally, and I really like this one. You can use the link right here below, and it'll take you straight to the Amazon page, and you can buy is it with Amazon Prime? I mean, I think everything was with Amazon Prime, but yeah, you can go ahead and order this book. It's awesome, worth the read. It's very easy to read. I love how he writes. It's exactly how he talks. If you watch his videos, how he writes is exactly how he would talk in his videos, and I feel like that's how he'd be in a conversation. I've seen interviews with him too. That's exactly how he does his interviews. He just talks exactly how he wrote in the book, and it's very easy to read. Similar to like Robert Kiyosaki, it's just very conversational rather than like a biography, if you get what I mean, or a research paper. Okay, really appreciate it. See you in the next video, Rainicorns. Bye.